what happened to you? A dolphin hit me in the balls today, you know?
I should have just left my legs dangling. That would have been a great story. And I went in there, no one was there. I climbed to the top of the roof of this temple, and all the monkeys come in from the park, which is like a big jungle. And there was a big alpha monkey that just came, charged up, all the other monkeys ran.
First of all, why are you like just like giving them bananas and food? You're crazy.
Everything's great. They love me. Everything's going good until you run out of bananas. Dude, yeah, I was so scared, and I was like, get back, and they'd be like, and they like charge at me a little bit, and I'd like.
These monkeys have Jason under like a hostage situation, you know?
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, you're wild.
what did I do?
won't go into specifics because that'll be on the record.
Yeah.
But this guy is wild.
I don't remember what I did.
If he's got his mindset on a certain type of thing we're gonna capture, there's nothing's gonna stop him. He's like, we're gonna capture this. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Yeah. Okay. We're good on that. And then go manual focus. We're golden. Okay. I got my thingy here. I even have like some lights as well, but then I'm like, whatever. Okay.
Where'd you get these paintings?
I got them at like Ross.
Oh, you got these yourself?
Yeah, I got these.
They're dope.
I was like, ooh, this, because I needed something on the set here, and I was like, this will work.
Oh man, when you get close, your voice sounds so like deep and sexy.
Yeah, I know.
All
of this is.
Am I too?
Oh, you're good. You're good. All of this is rolling.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna use everything here.
All right.
You're like, great.
Yeah, those pictures were like adding such a colorful pop to the background. I was like, man, that looks so clean and professional.
Exactly. I know. Well, this is kind of like, I was watching a lot of like Joe Rogan stuff. I was like, oh man, this sounds so interesting. Like, imagine like just getting random people, whoever, and then messaging them. This is almost kind of like an excuse for me to go ahead and message like people.
It's like the ultimate network machine.
Exactly. It's like, this is the way I think about it. It's like, okay, I got this podcasting thing, right? It allows me to go ahead and message anybody and basically say like, hey, I think you're interesting. Do you want to come on the podcast and talk about whatever, So it is definitely like a great kind of like I don't know, like networking and then just getting to know people as well too.
Yeah, I was thinking because people ever since obviously Joe Rogan is like the biggest podcaster ever.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like everyone's like, it's like becoming the next YouTuber ever since he's made it so big.
Yeah,
but I feel like what you're doing here is it's so smart because it's like you're not trying to. It's not like international fame. It's like this is local. This is like a local podcast, and it's like it's like strengthening your network within our community.
Exactly.
It's genius.
Brilliant.
I wish I beat you to the idea.
No, I started this podcast like long time ago, and how I do it is we first started. There's like an app called Anchor. I don't know if you've ever used this.
I've heard of Anchor.
Mm-hmm. So you should download this.
And it posts it everywhere?
And it posts it everywhere. Mm-hmm. So like this will go on Spotify, anywhere that podcasts are available, you dump it into Anchor and then it distributes it everywhere so people can go ahead and listen to it and so forth. So then you have the audio format and then you also have... I do the video format too, because then it's like, okay, here's a video.
How do you get video onto Spotify though? Because there's like a lot of podcasts out there like that.
You can get a video on Spotify. They only did that for like Joe Rogan.
And Lex Friedman.
Oh yeah.
I follow him too.
Oh, so
I thought it was like, it's only if you're special.
If you're only special. Yeah, we're not special. So yeah, that's how it kind of works. But that's why I put it on YouTube. So that way they're just kind of long format. But I also need to really cut it down to those clips. So that way you don't have to listen to the whole podcast. But that's so much work.
Dude, yeah. And you said your turnaround time was like a day.
A day, yeah. So my turnaround...
Very raw.
I know, exactly. But let's get this started. I feel like I'm talking where you should be talking. Okay.
We're talking.
I know. All right. Today, we have Jason Turner. So what would you say your title is? You're like a videographer in my book.
Yeah.
Content creator.
I mean, how many words are there for people who make videos? Videographer, filmmaker, cinematographer, content creator, video creator, video maker, film maker. Like, did I say it already? There's so many.
Yeah.
So, documentarian.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would want to consider myself a documentarian.
Yes.
Because that's like the goal.
Yeah, you make like little mini documentaries. I think the first one that I saw was this. You posted one about in India. Was it the first documentary that you ever did, or is that like do things go back further?
It goes back further. You want to hear my first one?
Yeah, let's hear that.
So my first one, I went on a road trip. I had a Toyota Tacoma, and I put a camper shell on the back, a shitty camper shell that didn't decuss, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It's too late.
It's too late. I'm not editing any of this out.
You got to go frame by frame, find all the bleeps.
Yeah, no. We post everything.
All right, awesome. Raw, powerful, true, authentic.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I got in my Tacoma, shitty camper shell on the back that leaked water and everything, and I just put a sleeping bag, built like a little wood thing to elevate myself off the floor.
Yeah.
Because water would come in and like drain the bottom of the bed and get me wet. Yeah. So I just hit the road and I went to the Oregon coast, and I was literally selling pictures I would take out of the back of my truck at like viewpoints and stuff.
I was gonna say, we have now, I don't know if you have any products, but we have it so at 150 Main, you can sell your own products here, and they just put it up here to display for everybody. So that upstairs that you saw, we're basically encouraging people to drop their stuff off here and then sell it from here. So if you got any merch or whatever, pictures like that, there you go.
So I was thinking about that. I was listening to your podcast with what's her name?
Kylie.
Kylie,
yeah.
With Southern Idaho.
Yep.
She's the one in charge upstairs.
Yep, exactly.
Selling all this stuff. And I was like, man, I would love to contribute something, but something about like, I know I'm just about to tell a story where I was selling photos out the back of my truck.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wouldn't want to sell photos to people anymore because it just seems so not valuable enough. I'm like paintings like this is like so much art and effort. And I just feel like photo, it would have to be a special, unique, like a Paul Nicklin Nat Geo photo, unique print thing.
Oh, wow.
So I want to make like a composition maybe. Maybe like speaking of the India trip, like just all my best photos and favorite photos and make some sort of like, almost like a film poster, just a composition. Okay. That takes more effort, and then try selling that. Yeah. Because it would be more artsy, you know? I would rather try to put something more artsy of mine into someone's home than just a photo. I feel like it's not enough effort.
Yeah, it's like, even that's how I am too. I feel like, I need it to be like so good that it's like, even I would want to be like, buy this, you know?
Yeah, it's just like,
So you were on this Oregon trip.
No, dude, wait. We got to NFT our videos. We can sell our videos as NFTs.
I'm not into this whole NFT things. Like I've seen,
what the heck?
I've seen a lot of projects. Like people are spending thousands of dollars
like who?
On JPEG images.
It's like screenshot.
This is mine.
I saw a thing where it was like, congrats, I just screenshotted it. And they're like, oh, my lawyers are going to get you now. Yeah. It's like, are they really? Like, come on.
It's really funny. Like I never got into that whole NFT or Bitcoin, but I did. Let me tell you this. Back in the day, some kid, right? Like I'm working on my bugs project or so forth. He's like, I got like 10,000 Bitcoins. Maybe you can use this. You know, I'm like, what's am I gonna do with Bitcoin? You know,
you said no.
I said no. Get rid of you know, like I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was 10,000 Bitcoins. That's like, if I had that now, it's like 42 million maybe or something like that. I'm an idiot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm like waiting because it's like, it seems like the future is probably going to be cryptocurrency just because of the ease of like, it's not connected to a government. You can't really steal it. Stuff. It just seems more secure when it comes to like the history of money. Seems like that is the next step. And we're just kind of like the people who didn't believe in the internet before it became the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah. We're like, no, this is never going to take off.
Stupid. The old way. Just hand each other little metal coins.
Yeah. Well, they're not even
just metal like we did in Israel back 2,000 years ago.
They're not even metal coins. It's like digital currency.
Yeah.
So you don't
it's
even
like you get it on a hard drive, I think, though, too. People can...
I was even mining Bitcoin a little bit. And
that reminds me of like, was that Minecraft? Like... mining Bitcoin?
It's hard to explain it. It's like you're using your computer to try to like you're mining, and I was doing that a little bit, and then I was like, this is stupid. I'm stopping this. But even like my boss at another place, he was constantly mining, and I was like, that's never gonna go anywhere. And now I'm like, God God damn it.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's like, Apple, we all can tell, Apple's going to be huge. It's always going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
But like, are you going to invest in it right now?
Yeah.
It's like we missed the train.
Missed
Everyone's
the train.
so big about it now. Like, get on NFT, get on crypto.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that train's passed. I'm going to wait till the world is like moved towards Bitcoin. I feel like the big thing I was thinking about it, this has got to be it. They're going to be like, if you transfer your actual money towards a cryptocurrency, we'll double your money. And then everybody will move over to crypto. And I'm like, I'll wait till that day.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I'm just, it's so like up and down. You never know. It's almost kind of like a gamble itself on that. But yeah, what an idiot passing on 10,000 Bitcoins,
It's just gambling.
But the thing is, we were going to be using that on like the production or something like that. And I just didn't think it was like actual people really wanted it or so forth. So,
well, it's like that's straight up gambling.
Yeah,
it's really, like, why didn't you choose those numbers to the lotto ticket? You must feel like an idiot.
Yeah. Like, a lot of missed opportunities. It's sometimes I'm like too hesitant to take action on some things. But then now I look at it back, like we coulda, woulda, didn't.
But we're so busy creating too. That takes so much. Like you were saying, how long it takes to produce things and trying to crank out. You got these podcasts going, you got videos going. Lots of these other little projects that you've showed me before we started this going.
Yeah. It's so like, hey, we're doing some light stuff here. I got this, I got that.
You showed me like 5 different projects.
5 different projects at the
like,
same time.
You've always been creating so much.
Yeah, it's like the thing. That's the thing is like what I'm just create, and like the thing is like I'll do a video about something very random and I'm like, it's good enough, push it out. So even some basic stuff, I don't really like, it's like, it is what it is. Just push it out itself.
You never actually finish a film. You just stop working on it.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go back to you a little bit here. So we never finished the story. So you were doing the...
So I'm selling these photos out of the back of my truck. This is 2016, right when I got out of the Marine Corps. And I just am like making enough money to get gas and go further down the coast. And I ended up running into this girl who, one thing I found myself, it was a great story and I love this girl. She's great. Natasha. She's a great person. But I feel like back then I was just looking for like a sad story because I felt like that was the powerful stories. So I was just trying to find someone with a hard story. She definitely had a hard story. And I just wish I could have done it more justice because I was a beginner. But that was my first documentary, like a little documentary, and it got into a webisode film festival thing. Not a big deal at all. A lot of film festivals are not big deals. I just now I just got into a bunch of film festivals with my most recent documentary, which was following the family boxing team here in Twin, Kendra Samardzis and Jason Samardzis. We went to nationals in Louisiana. Yeah, and it was the 2020 national championships for boxing, and I did a documentary, like a fly on the wall observational style documentary of her. And that one was really fun. I feel like I did it pretty good and my skills are getting pretty sharp. And that one won some awards and stuff in festivals like from New York and LA, and it even showed in Paris, which I don't know if that's like a big deal, but when you say Paris, France, it just sounds fancy.
Yeah, I saw that you had all those little leaf things,
Yeah,
like,
what are they called? Laurels.
Yeah, like this is an official documentary.
This is official, and this is nice. It's worth your time.
I kind of did something like that where I did a TEDx talk. I'm like, I did a TEDx talk.
Yeah, it feels so fancy.
Yeah, I did a TEDx talk. It's just you just say, look, I did it. And
then not much changes. You're like going back to normal life, and you're like, okay, what's next?
So that was like the first one, right? And the thing is with your videos, like here's the thing that I feel about you is like you've put so much time and effort. I'm just like the lazy version of you. I feel like I'm like this is good enough. Let's get out.
You make so many. That's why I make not that many.
Yeah, I was just constant. Like at one point, I was like trying to bust out one a day. So that's
gosh.
that
sounds like hell.
It's a grind.
That's hard
because like you don't get home until like 7, 8 at night or something like that, and like okay, now I got to edit straight to editing.
Oh my!
And then straight to editing, and then that takes hours. Sometimes I'm up to like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, it's finally done.
People do not understand how tedious and hard it is to edit. Like it takes forever.
You're almost like reliving the whole thing all over again. So you do it and then you relive it through the edit itself, essentially.
But for me, I like hyper examine. I'm like, where's the flow? Where's the cut spot where the flow is going to be best? Instead of just like cutting to the beat every time, like, matching shots where it's like cutting from a cup. Also, the next scene is another cup. Like, trying to just think, how can this scene flow? Like for editors, if people notice the edit, then you failed at your job. If people don't notice that and just flows, then that's why. So editors don't get much credit.
There's a YouTube channel you should watch. I think is Aiden something. He's like Logan Paul's editor, and then he like goes into like he breaks down edits or so forth, and he's like telling you why he's cutting there, and like he's talking about the beat and so forth. You should probably check that out itself. He's really good at breaking down an edit and explaining to like an editor, somebody that's like wants to be.
What kind of videos is he doing?
He just does like breakdowns of edits.
Of like other people's
works and some stuff. He's the main editor for like this Logan Paul, and they also
Who's that?
Logan Paul has this podcast. You're like, I don't know who that is.
I'm joking.
You're like, you should
Everyone
know.
knows Logan Paul. He's becoming an athlete. He's a real athlete now.
So they have a podcast called Impulsive. I don't know if you ever watched that podcast. There's some really good stuff in there as well. It's like 3 of them, and they usually get like a super famous guest. Like the last one they had was, the guy that did.
Wait, Logan Paul's older brother?
Yeah, there's Logan Paul and Jake.
Jake
Paul.
is the younger one that everyone hates more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, Logan Paul's cool.
Yeah, Logan
He's
Paul
like a
is
wrestler.
Logan Paul's a cool one, and then Jake Paul is
okay.
like
Maybe I did see. I think he did one with Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
and he took a handful of shrooms.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa,
that's freaking nuts. I was like, and then he's like, they're like, we have Mike Tyson. He just had like a bunch of mushrooms, and he's petting like a pigeon. You know?
Oh, he had a pigeon on there?
They brought a pigeon out for him. And they're like, we've got a pigeon here for you. Because, Mike Tyson loves pigeons.
He has pigeon NFTs, I think.
Oh, really? No freaking way.
Like Mike Tyson pigeon trading card NFTs.
Oh, my God.
It's like the new Pokemon trading card thing.
Yeah. I feel like anytime anybody that's doing this NFT stuff, they have to have a celebrity endorser. Because if you make your
Who
own...
are you? I'll just buy Mike Tyson's. I'm not buying yours.
Exactly. It has to be celebrity endorsed to go ahead and get any traction. But they had Mike Posner. You know who Mike Posner is? He's like...
Bow chicka wow wow. Isn't he do that one?
No, he does the one song like I took a pill and a bees, and then he's got that song Cooler Than Me. I'm not really good singing.
Come on, hit us with the notes.
hit you with the notes here. Cooler Than Me. I don't know. No, so I don't know if you saw Mike Posner, right? He walked across America.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started, he does this, you should watch this podcast. Very informative and very interesting to watch that. So he did this whole walk across America. I was like, that's cool. I'd like to do that, but maybe not, I mean, it's a long walk. It's like 6 months to complete. And he got bit by a snake. And then,
venomous?
It was venomous.
No, really?
Yeah, he got bit by like a cobra or something, or like
a cobra.
A cobra.
You got bit by a cobra in Nebraska.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was a cobra. I think it was more like a rattlesnake or something like that.
Oh, okay, just a rattlesnake.
It's just a rattlesnake. It's the rattlesnake just got him. Yeah, so he had to go to the hospital and come back, and then he resumed a walk. So I thought that was an interesting story. I met a guy who was doing that. His name is Logan Mayberry. And I just ran into him. I'm like, hey, man.
Dude, you made a video. You were like walking with him, weren't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, I've always wanted to talk to those guys. And you were the one guy who you were just such a go-getter.
Yeah.
That you see opportunity, you just turn and go.
Yeah.
Did you just see him and turn and stop? And
yeah.
You go, that's
and then
it?
I'm like, boom, I'm in video mode right now,
dude.
Basically. And then I'm just trying to structure the whole video right there on the spot itself.
How awkward 1 through 10 is the situation from beginning, and at what point are they like comfortable and you're like, yeah, I'm here with the camera right in your face? Like, do you make an approach and go, hey, can I record? Or do you just go, hey, I'm recording?
I'm just recording. I'm running into him like this. Hey, And then they're just so what's going on here? The thing is like, a lot of times I think I'm never going to see these people again. So it doesn't even matter if I'm recording, So if I'm not going to, it's like, I have no shame, like nothing can embarrass me.
Dude, the great thing about like that mindset, I had just finished film school at Portland State. And that was just this December. I just finished a bachelor's. And one thing that I just feel like it just gets so like worried about being sued. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like the education is just like you got to make sure you cover your bases for who's on camera, and cover your bases for like, you know, people in the background, your location. They make it seem like you need a release form for every single thing.
I never worry about that.
Yeah, and it's like, who cares? Like I used to not care, but now they put it in my head. I'm like, I should be worried.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think they can really sue you. They can try to take down the video.
Yeah, as long as you're not making money, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's like they can do a DMC takedown or so forth. But if you're in a public space, then you are expected to be recorded. So as long as you're doing it on like I don't know, like a street or something like that, and then you're fine itself. But I hardly ever get like a sign this or so forth, because it freaks people out. You know what I mean?
It's like, videos, what are you gonna do with this?
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna make me want, like, you're making me cover my bases because I'm gonna want it down, and now I can't.
It freaks people out. I typically be like, no, we're just doing. It doesn't get enough traction. Like if I was doing like a documentary where I'm gonna be trying to make money or so forth out of it, that's the end goal. That's usually when I typically will be like, okay, I need you to sign this because you're a part of this official thing that's going to go ahead and try to make money and things like that. But
when you're just being an artist.
Yeah, when you just being an artist, you just shoot. It's I think it's run and gun or something like that. You're just going to go for it, you know? Okay, so I keep losing track. What were we even talking about, dude?
I don't know. That's a sign of good combo.
I know. So you did that first documentary. Let me go back to this. Like, how did you even get started in video itself?
Okay, how I got started. Okay, my first video ever was in high school, and I was going through the junk drawer and at my house, and I found this little crappy, like super crappy handheld camera, flips out. Probably like $20 camera or something. Yeah. And I got my friends, I was like, let's make a funny video. And we made a video called Buell Cops.
Buell
like
Cops?
The city Buell. And if you just YouTube Buell Cops, you'll see like little young Jason and all my friends. We went to the dollar store, got some chains and stuff. And we just made like a little parody of like
music
cops.
video?
No, it's like cops like, bad boys, where you go? You know, remember that?
Okay, yeah.
That's like that cops. We made like a parody version of that. And then we did like a Man versus Wild one too, where I literally swam through like a big pond full of cow poop for the camera.
God.
And we were just having fun. We would just make all these dumb, it was almost like jackassy kind of videos, like jokes wise, of like my friend was out naked in the woods acting like he was a Sasquatch. Like we were just being completely dumb. But I wanted to be a music producer. And I'm going to say this. I know Joey Bravo. I was listening to you guys with Joey Bravo. I sent Joey Bravo a letter in high school because I wanted to like do a job shadow with them. And I tried calling, but they were busy all the time because I was really into music back then. I would always listen to them on the radio. Yeah, but I never heard back. So I ended up joining the Marine Corps instead.
Just he was very interesting to talk to.
Dude,
like his story was
I didn't know he wasn't from here. I thought he was a local.
I thought he was local too. Yeah, but he came here and what a crazy story. Just like how all of that transpired and so forth. That's why I like these podcasts, because I'm like, wow, you would have never known a half of that stuff.
And JJ, you had JJ Shaver.
Didn't you? I was looking through some of your videos. You did his wedding video.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like I was doing a commercial for a place he had worked before, and I was working with him, and I didn't want to do weddings. I was like burnt out of weddings because I had worked originally. Weddings. Yeah, they're just
weddings are so stressful. You're like gunning, and you need to make sure you get every one of these shots. They have to be perfect.
That's for the typical little music montage. Let's pretend everything's perfect kind of wedding, though. But then I was like, I'm really into making documentaries, and I have been for a very long time. And it's like my focus. Yeah. And I was like, what if I shot it? Like, I'm like, I would be interested, because he was kind of like, come on, can you do it? And I was like, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And then I was like, wait, would you be interested in letting me kind of experiment doing like a documentary style wedding video? Like, it's not going to look all glamour and perfect, but I'm going to capture the, intimate moments. I'm just going to sit there, long form record. I have like 6 hours of footage from that day.
So much footage, and then you gotta rewatch
it, log it into like an Excel. This time code, this is what happens. I think it's a good shot.
You're doing it like that. I just bring it all in, and then I start cutting out things that I don't need.
Vlogging, dude, it's the way to go, because you don't know exactly what you're not gonna need until you've figured out what you're gonna tell. And having a log sheet, it's so useful, because You can even have filters where you can say, oh, I want this subject, or I want this certain angle, or where, you can find your exact shots, and you have it's just easier
like
to see.
Shot list.
It's a shot list. Yeah.
Of like all the shots that you got. And
then you can structure your story from there. I even rank like what shots are like 1 through 3, how good they are.
Oh my God. You're putting so much effort into it.
I put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. But it's not that much effort if you think it's just organization.
Yeah.
Like sitting down. If you're going to watch it once, at least write down notes about the scenes, and you're just watching it and you're writing down notes, write down notes of each thing. And then at the end, you can start putting the best pieces together.
That's crazy amount of effort. Oh God. I can just imagine how much time that would just, for me, like when I hit upload and I hit publish, I never think about it again. It's like gone.
That's how I want to be. That's how I am too. That's why I'm like, get the maximum juice out of it. Because once it's out there, it's there.
Done.
So I want to squeeze every drop of the sweetest juice out of this footage,
My day is not complete until I hit publish, it's like I'm thinking about it, like I got to get this done, and just, sometimes the weirdest random things go viral. I had one video that went viral where it was at the drops, the drops.
Yeah.
I went over there, we just jumped in and just, and just a regular edit. I edited it in I don't know, an hour or two. I was like, I don't really care. Post, and then that one went viral. You never know what's going to go viral. It's just very weird and random.
Yeah, I'm taking us off topic because you talked about Shoshone drops. Mm-hmm. I have been going down the rabbit hole of what is the word for anthropology? Old ancient people.
Yeah.
Right? That's the word.
I guess so.
I guess I haven't gone that far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But did you know 25 miles north of Shoshone, there was a 10-foot skeleton discovered of a person?
No.
Yeah. And what? Buhl, have you ever heard of Beulah? B-U-H-L-A, Beulah? One of the oldest Paleo-Indian skeletons ever discovered in America was discovered in Buhl.
Oh, really?
In the 90s.
Oh, are you talking about, I thought you were talking about the horse. The horse
Beulah.
in Hagerman. No?
Oh, yeah. And the horses, I was living with a girl who, she was working at the Hagerman fossil beds or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was reading a book about, I think it was Empire of the Summer Moon, where they were pretty much saying like how they brought horses here and the Comanches were experts at it. But now we're finding, horse fossils from the Ice Age and stuff like that. It's like, were horses really brought here?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Comanche were probably good at riding horses, not just because Europeans brought them here. They were probably riding them forever.
Yeah. I liked seeing that kind of stuff over there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you something, but then I lost it.
But Beulah, dude. Beulah is known for trout capital of the world. It's like, how come no one's telling us about this Paleo Indian we found and just...
They're like, was it in the canal?
It was on the side of a gravel pit or something. Like workers uncovered it by accident. And they're like,
really?
What the?
Oh,
here's a skeleton.
With all the places that I've been at, I was always thinking, I'm like, man, I hope I never run into a body. You know what I mean? Because
at least not a fresh body.
Oh,
give it a few hundred, maybe thousands of years old.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh God, please no.
I want to go wander around the caves now over in north of Shoshone and see if there's because the person who the way the oldest the Dead Sea Scrolls, the oldest form of Genesis, the book of Genesis from the Bible, was discovered along the Dead Sea by some kids that were just walking around, and they threw a rock into a cave up there, and it broke a vase that had a bunch of scrolls in it.
Oh,
and they heard
really?
the clatter, and they went up there and saw it, and it was scrolls, and oh, this looks important.
They have some kind of cave near Shoshone Falls where some Indians used to be at or something like that. I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Near Shoshone Falls?
Yeah, near Shoshone Falls. There's a cave of some sort, I think. And then it's the oldest cave where some Indian person lived or something. They found some stuff in there or something. I don't know.
Freaking Indian person probably lived right here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
It's there's a cave. I'm guessing Indians lived there.
Yeah. I have footage of the tunnels. I'm the only one that has actual video footage.
Did you fly a drone in? I'm imagining some weird cave at this weird spot in Shoshone that's hard to get to.
Oh yeah, it's really hard to get to that. I think I know where it's at, but you gotta how I get some of this information. I'll read old books history books and things like that, and they'll mention it and they'll kind of give a vague description, and then I try to find it.
And then you just try to locate it.
And then I try to locate it.
That's some Indiana Jones stuff right there.
Sometimes I'll find myself on Google Maps and I just like scroll around.
Looking for places?
Yeah. Like one time I found I'm like scrolling around and then I found these like crop circles and...
no.
Yeah.
Where?
Like, it's near here.
Okay, dude, you're outside a lot. Have you seen anything in the sky around here?
No, I've actually, the only thing that abnormal, weird, I was here recording late at night, 10 o'clock, and I heard and I captured it on the mics, and I'm for sure I heard it like a 10 o'clock at night. Nobody should be here. That was really abnormal.
That could be like, I feel like I could just dismiss that by saying, what if a book just fell over?
Maybe.
But let me tell you about what I've seen in the sky.
Yeah.
So, all right. This stuff, like how the Pentagon's come out with this UFO stuff? You know, like, it's just so crazy to society to think about things in the sky. But I used to think the same way. But it was actually last 4th of July.
Where at?
At CSI.
At CSI?
Yeah, this is, and I'm sure so many people saw it. So if you saw it too, hit me up. We'll freaking brainstorm this thing. But I'm sitting there with my girlfriend and we're looking at the sky, and this really bright, super bright light comes in, like a little mini sun, super bright, and then sizzles down to a little red circle. And it looked like a piece of paper on fire. That's what we guessed it was, because I was like, oh, I missed the part. It came in very bright. And then
how big? Like, show us size wise.
I couldn't tell because it was in the sky.
In the sky, so it looked pretty big.
It seemed I couldn't tell how far away it was from us, but it was like kind of close.
Okay.
And there was an airplane flying above too, so we knew it was closer than the airplane. And there was it was kind of cloudy a little bit, and it was like playing around in the clouds. So a super bright white light comes in, sizzles down to like a little white orb, and then rose up like 2 hands into the sky from where I could see.
Yeah.
Rose up and then turned red. Oh. And it was just sitting there red. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, whoa, what kind of firework is that? And my girlfriend's like, that's not a firework. That's a star, you dumbass. And I was like, and then, because then it sizzled red. She said that right before it sizzled red, because she thought it was a star. I thought it was a star. And then it turned red. And I thought it was a piece of paper from the firework that was like on fire.
Oh, okay.
Because it looked like a little ball of fire.
Yeah.
But it wasn't moving. It was just sitting there. And then it disappeared. And I was like, oh. Yeah, and then it reappeared maybe 10 seconds later. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then we thought, oh, maybe it's like just kind of catching on fire and coming back on. But it was still in the same spot. About 45 degrees into the air, I would guess like 500 yards out there. And then it disappeared again. And then it came back on again. So it was like 3 flashes over the span of like 30 seconds.
This sounds like a blinking airplane,
Yeah, but there was an airplane above it higher.
Because usually it kind of goes doop, 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 and you can kind of see it moving. But this was just kind of stationary.
The thing that blows my mind with this is how it came in, because it was just like very bright. Like
bright, and then it was straight up.
Yeah, super bright, sizzled down, flew up, and then it was just a red orb. It burned down to a red orb and sat there, disappeared, reappeared, disappeared, reappeared. And then flew off across the horizon, like
just like
fast, like
really?
Fast. Like there was an airplane we saw, and we're like, there was no way that could even. It flew towards Buell because we were at CSI, and it flew super fast. And I was like, dude, it can't be a drone. We know drones.
UFO.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a UFO.
Let's be real, guys. The government Pentagon said there's 140 cases of things in the sky we don't know what they are. Yeah. So this could be one of them.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty. I've never actually seen like anything like that. You know what I have seen. We were doing the Shoshone Falls After Dark stuff, and I saw the satellites. You know, the Elon Musk,
Starlink? Oh, dude, those are trippy. I thought aliens were invading.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? It's like a train of lights coming at us.
I didn't know about them when I saw them the first time. I was like, what the? It blew my mind.
I knew they existed and so forth, and I never seen them, but it was so weird just seeing them come in. But it was very interesting kind of seeing that. And they kind of just disappear in the horizon somehow. It was really weird because you would think it was just going to go, keep going, but it didn't. It just kind of slowly disappeared.
They disappear like up in the horizon. Yeah,
it was really weird. I don't know how to describe it.
They're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them again recently.
I know. You would think you would see them all the time now.
I look up often.
I never see them again. So weird. Okay, so that was the first video itself. When did you actually start?
Oh yeah, that thing.
Like we go from aliens to like
back to the first
video.
doc I made.
Yeah, back to we're so random. So back to oh, this is what else I want to tell you about Mike Posner. So he walked across, he got bit, and so forth. Guess what he decided to do after that?
Become a Tibetan monk.
It's close. He kind of did something like that. He climbed Mount Everest.
Oh damn, I was close. That's like in Tibet.
Yeah, it's. And speaking of Mount Everest, tell us about your trip to Mount Everest.
Oh yeah.
See, this is a good transition.
Yeah. So I didn't climb all the way to Mount Everest. I climbed to the monastery right before it where you can see Mount Everest.
You did see Mount Everest?
Yeah. And I couldn't get a good photo because it was like cloud shifting constantly
How
on
did
top.
that trip even come about?
I was in India and I decided to just like take a backpack trip to India, and I was living out in the desert with camels, doing opium out in the desert with all the people, and that's what they do out there.
That's what
It's
they do
like some old guy,
Yeah.
and all the old guys, they're like, "Hey, come on, we're gonna have an opium party."
Oh my God.
And I didn't do the party, but
Yeah,
they gave us some, and because me and my friend Sambu, I call him my friend now because of this journey, we were like out going with the camels in the desert for a long time, and he was like, we need to get some opium because the desert sucks without it, because it's just sun beating on you.
Yeah.
We just, there's a tree, let's go sit and have some tea under it, and
You
we
had
just
some-
mix it in our tea.
You had some really good shots. Like these are like documentary style, like camels going across. I was like, God damn, that's a good shot.
I was
you
like,
know?
oh my God, I can't believe I'm capturing these shots.
Yeah. Do you ever like look at those and you're like, I recorded that. That's
Like that
fucking
was
amazing.
through my eyeball through the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, wow. But I feel like I get more used to it the more time. I need to get better at stopping and appreciating everything that's happened.
It's so tough, you know. Like sometimes I'm like, I need to put the camera down and just do this thing with no camera. And
Yeah.
so
Dude,
forth.
I do not mess with technology that much unless it's for like a project or I'm working, because I'm like,
Oh yeah.
get that camera away from me. I'm not working.
Yeah, you're like, get that camera away from me. See, I try to justify it as like, I'm recording this so that way in the future I can go ahead and relive this or so forth. But it doesn't really you're not really fully in the moment at that
You're
point.
not participating.
Yeah.
You're observing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I want to be like in there with my friends, you know?
Yeah, it's a kind of, there's a fine line that you're dancing on. Like what is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is so rewarding. It's so fun to observe, and you learn from observing. But sometimes you just want to live.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been trying to do more of that where I'm like, this is off camera. I'm just doing, this just for the heck of it, for fun,
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I feel like, why am I recording this? Like, it's really weird.
But it's also
a
like,
weird thing that people do that record, like vloggers, they're recording their life. What the heck?
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like be more artsy, I guess, like trying to make something with high quality, high value, and less just everything. Because I want to live a lot more than just the reason I got into video making though as a profession is because I was like, I want to experience things. Like I really love just learning things. I learn instruments constantly. Like I'm literally like, I can't like stay on one thing, because as soon as I'm getting pretty good, I'm like, I want to learn something else. It's just so rewarding to, like, for instance, guitar.
Yeah.
From when COVID hit, I bought a guitar and I started practicing it. And then 2 years into COVID now, I'm like pretty good at guitar. Yeah, and it's so rewarding. It's like, man, I used to suck at this. Like my fingers were so stupid. But now like I can do songs I never thought I could do once. It's so rewarding.
You're pretty good at all of that.
Yeah, and now I'm like trying to learn really complex piano songs. That's my next thing. That's really motivating me. Before that, I was obsessed with Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Jiu-Jitsu, which I'm not that good at still.
Yeah,
There's such killers out there that just put me in my place. But
did you do anything in Thailand with Muay Thai?
I did. That was my first intro to Muay Thai was in Thailand, and it was brutal. There was like a dude with tree trunk legs who just who's a monster.
I guess, I wrote down some things about some places that you visited, and maybe we can kind of talk about, because you do a lot of like traveling, and I kind of figured, what would be interesting is to kind of like talk to you about some of these travels and so forth, right? Like, how do you even get started with some of these? So for example, like the first one was an easy one here. Bottom of Shoshone Falls. I saw a video of that, I feel like I've done that a bunch of times, but what did you think about being at the bottom of Shoshone Falls? You were like kayaking down there, getting really close.
I was getting a shot. I had my girlfriend come with me, and it was the falls were full. So, you can't really go through Pillar. You have to like go around Pillar.
Yeah, it's very tricky. I have a secret path. I'll have to show you how to get. I have a secret path. I don't tell anybody how to get to Shoshone Falls, and you don't even have to go through Pillar or anything like that.
What?
Yeah, you go to.
Yeah. No.
We'll tell this Wolfgang, right? But it takes me to the bottom of Shoshone Falls in like 20 minutes.
Oh, dude, I got that trip where I got that really nice picture with the kayak and there's a rainbow, and it's like one of my favorite pictures ever. But it seems so magical. But the reality was, I had poison oak all over my legs.
Yeah,
and my girlfriend was terrified, and I was like, because the waves are pretty big.
Yeah, they start going, whoa.
They get big near the coast.
And everybody tells you, like, you fall in there, you're dead,
Why do they, is that true? Like, what, are you going to get sucked under? It's so scary.
I know. This is something that I've heard my scuba instructor tell me, like, oh, it's very dangerous down there, and I'm like very cautious of that. But I've been really close to there where I'm like right next to the falls.
Yeah.
And
it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun
for thrill seekers like us.
Yeah, we're thrill seekers.
My girlfriend, not so much. She was like in tears. I'm like, one more. Just like I'm gonna do a drone. It was a video, but I screenshotted it and turned it into a picture. But it was just me like kind of doing a track.
There's
following her.
Waves. Yeah, and you're like, whoa, and then because I think somebody like got really, really close. They fell in, and then they started being dragged in, and then all that water started coming on them. So that can happen, apparently.
Yeah,
I never get that
to me
close.
before. I was on a kayaking trip with like some Boy Scout troop when I was in high school. I just like got paired on. This guy really liked me and my mom. Me and my mom were kind of on our own, and he just wanted to see me do good, I think. And so he threw me into this like expensive like trip that goes along the Snake River to the Salmon River all the way to Oregon. It was like 100 miles or something. Yeah. And we just camped on the beaches. And I was kayaking. We hit this crazy rapid, and I fell down and fell under. And I just remember I sat on the bottom. I had a life jacket on and everything. And I sat on the bottom and looked up, and I was like not moving at all. And I was just like stuck at the bottom. And then all of a sudden it just kind of like sucked me along the bottom, and I popped up further down the river.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was very scary.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy videos where the water's holding you down and they can't get up, essentially. So water can definitely do that to you. So be careful.
Water's freaky.
So yeah, that was interesting. I'll have to show you the secret pathway of getting to the bottom.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, because you're like that way I don't have to do this. Then I saw that you were in India, right? And you did a mini documentary there as well about the trash and things like that.
Horrible. It's pretty
They're
sad.
just how did you end up going to India? Like what triggered that?
I wanted to go somewhere, and I was looking for like really cheap round trip tickets, and that ticket to India was like $380.
That's it? From where?
Months. It was to New Delhi, and I think from
Boise
or Salt Lake.
So for $300, you got a round trip?
It was on the off season, but you have to be there for 2.5 months.
Oh, really?
That was the separation time.
So how much did it cost you to like spend that much time there?
I live like a bum when I travel.
Oh yeah, you're like
ramen
eating
noodles,
chickens.
Yeah, I would go to the grocery stores and buy like little ramen noodle packages.
Oh really?
And just stay at like the cheapest little Airbnbs or hostels I could find. And just like boil water and eat that.
You're like, this is my food.
I would just go get some vegetables from like a vendor outside and chop it up. I started liking vegetables a lot there. That India trip really got me on vegetables.
Oh, really?
Because there are like a lot of vegetarians.
And when did you do that?
That was 2017.
2017?
Yeah.
You just like, I'm going, and you were there for like 2-3 months?
I mean, before that, I had bought a one-way ticket to Hong Kong, and I was like, I'm going to try to just figure out how to get across. That's how I ended up in Thailand. That's how I ended up in a bunch of places. But
I kind of want to do that, but I got a dog now.
Dude, that's what I used to travel a lot, and I know you did too, but it's like, I'm back here in Twin Falls now for a reason. And after everywhere I've been, even at the top, looking at Mount Everest, first thing I did, FaceTime my family. I was like, sure, these adventures are so great. And it makes me think of, The Alchemist after listening to Joey Bravo. I think he's the one who was like, I love that book.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that story on myself, because that is a great book. But the whole point of the story is like the treasure is back where he started. It's like he goes on this crazy adventure and then it loops him all the way back home.
It's a loop.
Yeah. And that's how I feel like there's a deeper message in there that you can't understand until you've gone out and you realize how precious home is, how precious. And it's not the place, it's the people.
Yeah.
You want to be around love. And I wanted to be around my loved ones. Even when I was, looking at Mount Everest, I just wanted to call them and share that moment with them.
Yeah.
So having the adventure, it's just not as good as sharing the adventure.
Yeah. I always think like Twin Falls is home base. So I usually kind of go out and then I come back, So it's kind of like, that's, everybody that I kind of know here and so forth, they're all here basically. This is kind of like home base basically. So you stayed out there for 2 months. And now it would be almost impossible now. You got a dog too.
I got a dog too, yeah. But he's a German Shepherd. And I'm like a veteran, so maybe I can lie to people and be like, oh, he's a service dog.
He's a service dog.
He's just like chewing on people's legs.
Yeah. It's so much harder to go ahead and like travel with dogs. You know what I mean? If you're like no dog, easier.
Yeah.
But with the dog, then you gotta make sure that places that you're staying at, that they can go ahead and be there. Plus, I need to, I have a husky. She needs like hours of running.
Yeah.
I take her like running all the time. So it's like, but I'm cheating I have a scooter, an electric scooter.
Oh yeah?
And then I just like tie.
Oh, you little cheater.
Yeah, I'm cheating.
I went on a couple mile hike before I came here with a 45-pound backpack with my dog.
See, you're not cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Yeah. I'll do like 8 miles on a scooter. Easy. Like 8.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah, it's like
that sounds great.
And then she's attached to me on this like rubber, like it's like
dude, what 8 miles? I'm scared to take my dog that far because I know German Shepherds with their like hips and stuff.
Yeah,
I think their knees go bad or something.
Oh really?
Something will go bad. It seems like everyone talks about their bones will start to hurt. So like anything after 3 miles, I'm too scared to run with my dog.
Oh really?
I don't know. I feel like it's just too much.
These Huskies, they're bred to
Dude,
go
you're
like
right.
50,
Huskies.
100 miles.
They like pulling a sled for like 50 miles.
Yeah, a day. You know, so like 8 miles is barely enough. You know, I think 8 miles. Sometimes I'll do 12 miles. Sometimes 15. Dude. It depends on how far the scooter can go. You know,
Huskies have more stamina and endurance than a German Shepherd.
Probably they can. I think my dog will outrun anybody. Like like
the energy never ceases.
The energy never ceases. Like I will run out of battery before she runs out of energy itself.
Dude, what kind of scooter can go 8 miles? What the?
They got scooters that go like 30 miles, 50 miles, 60 miles is probably the longest. It depends on the battery itself. Yeah. I saw this one guy. He came in with a scooter that goes like 40 miles per hour. I was like, oh my God.
What the heck?
Yeah, scooters, amazing. Let me tell you, you get a scooter, it'll change your life. Okay. Get yourself a scooter. They're only like $300 or something like that. They're coming down in price.
Yeah.
And you just scoot around. I even like the idea of like you come into a new town, you scoot around in it.
Yeah, learn it way quicker.
Yeah.
Or you can take a bicycle.
Or a bicycle.
Or jog.
Yeah, those are like the conventional ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But I like it that you can fold it. Oh, yeah? And then just throw it in a car or so forth.
They fold down too now.
Yeah. You can throw them in a car, like any trunk, Oh, I forgot to tell you this. I got a new truck now.
What kind of truck?
I got a Ford Maverick.
What? I didn't see you as a Ford guy. I was going to guess Nissan Frontier.
It's like a 2020 Ford Maverick. It's like 30 miles or 40 miles per gallon on a truck.
Whoa.
That's why I was
dope.
Like, yeah, so now I can like throw kayaks in there.
Heck
and
yeah,
stuff
you need
like
a truck, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And I almost got a Tacoma because,
they're sexy.
They're really good. And they're off-roading and so forth. You're the reason that I started getting, because I used to do my videos on an iPhone, everything. But then I saw the quality that you were getting on the A6300. And I was like, I gotta get this A6300.
Now you got even more badass cameras than the A6300.
Yeah, now we're like leveling up.
Yep, constantly going up.
I think I've leveled up to the max. I don't think I can go any higher than that.
No, Sony FS7, FX9s.
But that's too big.
Those are cinema cameras.
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
like, I'm not gonna be like coming on somebody. Hey, hey, I'm here.
It just seems way too serious.
Yeah, it's like, geez, what is this guy carrying around?
But you get the respect. If you carry around a camera like that, people are like,
That guy's legit.
That guy's doing something important.
Have you tried a black magic?
Yeah, I've worked with black magics a lot.
They're the quality of that.
The pockets are crazy. They're so tiny.
Well, the pockets similar. They look like a burrito, kind of like you know. But like the quality of that, it looks like better than real life.
They look pretty dope. I got some great LUTs for my Sony FS7 now that they look like Ari Alexas and stuff.
Oh yeah, the LUTs.
The LUTs.
When you recorded in that S-Log
3.
S-Log 3, yeah. I gotta make sure everything's correct. It's such a pain though. Like, you know, I'm like,
yeah, but on the Sony FS7, you can preview the LUT on your screen.
Oh yeah.
But you could just get a monitor for any other camera too.
That'll do it.
LUTs.
That'll do that too. So you did this India trip. Was this the first trip that you did, or did you go to like Thailand before that, or so forth? Where'd you go?
I was very fortunate when I was in the Marine Corps, and fortunate as in like I got to travel a lot, like so much. It was like complete lucky, roll of the dice for me. Like there was times I shouldn't have been traveling because I was considered like a shit bag.
Oh, okay.
And they like the good people, like the way things worked out, I ended up like going on really badass little ops that they didn't get to go on. But so during my time in the Marine Corps, I had gone to like Palau, Philippines, Guam, like 8 countries or so, maybe 9. But so I had done some traveling, but that was Marine Corps traveling. It's not like I had some times with my friends when we had liberty, like free time at ports. I was on this ship with one of my buddies from Northern Idaho, Joseph Chapman. He's like my best friend. And me and him were both from Idaho. People always thought I was a Native American because he's from the reservation up north, and we're both from Idaho, and I'm like kind of brown. And,
like this guy.
They're like, "So you're Native too?" I'm Mexican, which is like kind of Native. No, I'm a Spanish. Look at how white I am. I'm like a Spanish. I'm a Spaniard.
You're
Mexican.
Super white.
But we would get in trouble at all these different countries. We got in trouble a lot. But
troublemaker.
That's how come I got the term shitbag. Because
Okay.
I would hang out with him and he'd get me in trouble.
Oh.
But so I had that traveling underneath my belt. And
that
then
was
when
right
I got
after
out,
high school?
that was right after high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So right after high school, you did. What were you doing in the Marine Corps? I guess. Like, what was your position? Were you like the? What was your title? I guess?
So the MOS is called Landing Support Specialist. We call ourselves Red Patchers, and we're just like. So some of the real missions we did, that like real world missions, were helicopter recovery. So when a helicopter had crashed in Japan, we went and picked up the pieces and like loaded up. We'll load it up to another helicopter. So we're just like we're like logistics for helicopters.
Okay.
I'm gonna show the camera of my tattoo. So if you're watching on YouTube, you get the special. This is a screenshot from my GoPro.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So it's a picture of some of my guys that are standing underneath a helicopter.
So you guys would recover like a helicopter, basically.
Or any pieces. We'd load care packages, things like that. Loading anything. Like I would go get attached to units and we'd load, I'd teach them how to like load artillery guns to a bottom of a helicopter. So it was like it was such a good MOS because it was able to attach to so many other jobs.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like video. Like I got to experience so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like you get to just go dip into other people's lives for a little bit.
Dip in, dip out. That's that beauty of the videography. So you did that. How long did you do that for?
That was 4 years, 2012 to 2016, right after high school.
Right after high school.
And during that time, I had my GoPro with me, just like the screenshot of my arm, and I was making videos too.
Yeah.
And then I got out and I was like, I better go get into business. And I went to CSI's business program and I quit that after like the first semester and went to digital media because I was like,
you're like,
you can make money.
You can make money making videos.
Yeah, you can make money being creative.
Yeah.
This is insane. Everybody in the Marine Corps told me that the economy sucks and we're gonna fail when we get out.
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm gonna make it. So you did that. What was the next trip after that? Was it Thailand or did you go to India? Because like it seems like you're always like I'm gonna bounce for a little bit and then come back. That's kind of
that was my kind of pattern for most of the years right after the Marine Corps. I would save up money enough to like buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And then I would just enough to like survive off of, and I would just go. And so it was Hong Kong.
And were you looking for stories there?
Yeah, I was looking. I was like trying to be a YouTuber. I wanted to make really cool videos of each country, like travel YouTuber style.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is I started learning just from talking to people on planes, talking to people in countries, and especially when you start traveling alone, you have to interact with people and you learn their stories. And I started learning how much I appreciated the human story, and how I just used to like I was saying at the beginning, my first doc, I was just looking for some sort of sad or maybe a refugee story, any type of like.
You were looking for like a story that will hit like it would be
just like hit those
hits
soft
emotional.
notes. Yeah.
It's like an emotional story and so forth.
But what I realized is just we all have story. I just thought there was a certain type of people who actually have a story. But I started like through the travels, through talking and learning and meeting people, my eyes started opening of the human story is just, it's not just condensed to these specific people.
Yeah.
Like everybody's
got a story.
Got a story. So I started leaning more towards what am I interested in? Because who's going to like the things I'm interested in, I'm going to be able to tell stories best, you know, and then focusing on the local area because I want to go abroad and try to tell stories of abroad. But the people who are going to tell the best stories abroad are the people from there. That's their turf.
Yeah.
And so who's going to tell the best stories here? We are. Like this is our turf.
Yeah.
So we should really, you know, appreciate what we got here and tell our stories. And that's kind of where the mission's been changing.
Yeah, you're like everybody likes stories, and I feel like us as videographers, we try to tell those stories the best of our abilities, basically. And there's definitely a lot of interesting stories. So you had that one story. How many stories have you run across of like this is good? So you did the one in Portland.
Yeah.
And then one in India.
I've done so many videos, but like documentaries I've made where I've considered them documentaries, not just like kind of montage videos, where I try to tell a story of somebody.
Yeah.
I did that one with Natasha, and then I did one on fencing with some girl at Portland State who was a fencer.
Fencing.
I did one on a guy who was doing a competition, bouldering, rock climbing. That was when Free Solo came out, and everybody was into.
That was a good video.
That movie's great.
That movie's amazing. It would be so cool to have him. I always kind of think like, who should I try to get?
Dude, Jimmy Chin's from Idaho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's from like, it's over by Jackson. But
the thing is, it's so hard to get in touch with some of these people that are super famous. You know what I mean? Like, good luck getting like somebody super famous. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Because they're making big bucks.
Exactly.
And their time's valuable.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm just trying to like slowly expand it out to whoever I can get. And so
Jimmy Chin, come on, man. If you're listening, dude, come on. You're an Idahoan, bro.
Yeah.
You don't lie. I know you want to go snowboard on the Wyoming all the time, but you're from Idaho.
Yeah. Come
on. Get on this podcast.
Yeah. we got like, somebody was telling me like, you should try to get like Aaron Paul, you know, Breaking Bad. I'm like, how am I going to get Aaron Paul here from, you know, he's like in Sun Valley or something like that.
Is he in Sun Valley now?
I think he's in Sun Valley.
Dude, the voice of Patrick Starr. He's from like Rupert or something.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah. No, it's true. No. That's like my hero.
Oh, really?
I want to be just like Patrick.
Nice. Crazy. But, damn it, I lost my train of thought again.
Always losing your train of thought, man.
Yeah.
You got too much going on.
Too much going on.
You got something going on here soon. You said you had to record, do a project.
Oh yeah, well, you know, we're kind of doing like this documentary about fly fishing. Maybe I should like tell him like, hey, I got a perfect documentary, and he can. He's the guy that because you like doing documentaries.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do like a documentary about fly fishing and stuff like that. So I was like,
about fly fishing or about him fly fishing?
No, it's like a fly fishing history documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like we're interviewing like a lot of people that are into fly fishing and
cool.
Like about like fly fishing in southern Idaho itself. You know,
have you fly fished?
Yeah, you know, I got with doing these videos and so forth. Some company, Dreams on the Fly, they got in touch with me. And they wanted me to do like a fly fishing video. Like, why not?
Yeah, dude.
So I got a lot of experiences like that. So I went fly fishing. It was like they gave me like super professional stuff. Like $1,500 like fly fishing rod. He's got like the perfect things that need to be on there. I got
friends like that where they have like a lure, 10 versions of the same lure, but they're a little different.
A little different. Dude, I was catching fish left and right.
Oh, really?
Like they were like, bam, flip it like this, kind of goes. You see a little snack, bah, and reel them in is such a thrill, like catching them.
I've done like pretend fly fishing where I just kind of like put a fly on a regular pole and toss it out there and just try to land it right on the fish.
Yeah. You know what? Here's an interesting one. You probably missed this. I jumped off the bridge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh yeah. How much you weigh?
Probably like 155,
Because there's a weight
165.
limit.
There's a weight limit. You can't go above like I think there's a certain limit of weight that you can go. But I think
I'm 240. I'm too big.
He
I
might
gotta lose weight.
He might take you. He might take you. I
don't like that, dude.
Yeah, he might take you.
I don't even want to jump off the bridge for begin with. You know,
Yeah.
like I had skydive too at the same place you and Joey Bravo did too.
Oh,
I did it in high
skydive,
school.
skydive, yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought in the Marine Corps, I thought I was gonna be jumping out of airplanes. I thought I was air delivery specialist.
What a thrill, huh?
Yeah, and my recruiter lied to me. Who would have thought? But so then I found out I was a freaking helicopter guy.
Yeah.
But so I went and did skydiving for my senior project.
Oh, really?
What a bullcrap senior project. I got like a C on it. I was like, yeah. So this is what I learned skydiving.
Nice. There's that video, and how far did you get a video of it?
Mm-hmm. Like a guy had a GoPro.
Yeah.
I don't have that video anymore. It sucks. That's what sucks.
It
That was
never
in 20,
happened. I don't
2012.
believe this
Yeah,
thing,
dude.
you know?
I got a picture, but I don't have the video.
You have a photo.
We spent like so much money on the video.
Yeah.
And it was like on a USB drive and I lost it.
Oh, no.
Dude, it's been so many years. It's just,
Now you got to redo.
This is all going to be digital. I got to get mad at them. Say, hey, why don't you guys just email it to me?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The vlogging has put me in different scenarios where I never thought I would be at. And I think that's kind of fun, you know? I remember the first time you and I did a video together, kind of. Remember we were at Craters of the Moon?
Oh, yeah. You're wild.
What did
I
I
won't
do?
go into specifics
What did
because
I-
that'll be on the record.
Yeah.
But this guy is wild.
I don't remember what I...
If he's got his mindset on a certain type of thing we're going to capture,
Yeah.
there's nothing's going to stop him. He's
Yeah.
like, we're going to capture this.
We're getting this. Yeah, we got into that one cave. Remember that cave? That was really good cave. That was a good looking cave.
That was a good looking cave.
That was a good looking cave. Yeah. I want to, like, what I want to do is I want to, like, and I've done this in the past where I have like an app where it basically kind of shows me like, these are all the places I want to go to.
Yeah?
So that way I just gonna like go check it out.
Hey, do you still have that chart of like every day for the rest of your, like every week, amount of weeks for your life left?
Yeah, I
You
still
have
have
that?
that.
You checking it off every day?
Well, not every week. I get kind of a little
Oh,
bit
every week.
lazy about it.
Oh shit, there's three checks I forgot. Oh,
Yeah.
it's getting closer to death.
There's a actual website now where you can buy this poster, and it's like an actual poster you buy, and then you just cross everything off. It's like the one with like, it's like a bird animation, and they show you science stuff or something like that. You know what? It's called
Curse Gazette.
That's it. So if you go to that website,
Curse Gazette has one?
yeah. So if you go to that website, you can buy the poster.
I love their
and-
stuff.
Yeah, and then you get it, and then you can just start crossing things off. It's really puts things in perspective
Yeah.
once you like, or like, oh my god, this is all I have time.
Yep.
Time is limited, people.
Yeah, the only way you start truly living is once you realize you're gonna die.
Yes, yeah. I think people are just kind of like waiting.
People are like, I know I'm gonna die, but it's
Yeah.
like, do you
do you like,
really grasp that? Like, this is some freaky little reality we're living
We're
in.
so little time. I feel like we don't have enough time. That's what I feel like. It's like I don't.
So
feel
little time, but a lot of time. It's like we got 20 years ahead to get things done, but it's like, it's just not enough. I want to experience more. I just want more love. I want everything.
I think if there was something that I could take, like an immortality pill or something like that, I would take it. But then I would like to have it's done.
I would just give it to my loved ones, probably,
You would
because I just want them.
Oh, that's true. You would want to be like, okay, all of you,
Like
people,
goodbye. I'd be like, I'm guaranteeing I don't have to say goodbye to you. You guys are saying bye to me.
yeah. But yeah, I would like to live a very long time, if that was possible. But technology, come on, technology. What? I don't know if I would freeze myself though. I don't believe that.
Yeah, maybe. Would you take yourself in outer space, and if they could shoot you at light speed and bring you back into the future?
Oh, actually, what I was thinking about, time travel is possible
To the future.
to the future. Yeah,
But not
but not to the
back.
past. Yeah, because I was watching some stuff, and then they're like, if you orbit enough, like a big enough star, and you're going the speed of light, then things on Earth, they're going to keep moving regular speed. But since you're going so fast, you come back, you're in the future.
If you go into a black hole, I watched a few documentaries on black holes. if you get sucked into a big enough black hole where you can pass the event horizon,
I don't think you're coming back.
you're not coming back out, but you will watch the entire universe unfold to the end of the universe in front of your eyes, because time will move so fast out, because you're in such heavy gravity that everybody from Earth looking at you and with a telescope at the black hole, you'll look frozen. Just
yeah. I think I've seen that.
For you, everything would be normal, and everything would be just orbiting really quick, and eventually that got sucked up by a black hole, that got sucked up by a black hole, until 100 billion trillion years where everything's just black holes. Mm-hmm. And then we're all together again.
Everybody's together. I've been also kind of thinking, what I think is going to happen is obviously the sun is going to encompass Earth, right? Eventually. So that's like a set thing. So we got to get off of Earth as soon as possible.
Come on, Elon.
Hurry up, Elon. Get.
He said 5 to 10 years. We'll have a person on Mars.
The thing is, every time Elon Musk says, this will happen next year, he's so slow.
When?
He's always slow. This will come out this, and then it's that's delayed. That's delayed.
Bro, he's making reusable rockets.
Yeah.
Everyone else would get in a car, drive it out, and then blow it up and come back. And every time they wanted to take a car out, they had to build a new car. Yeah. He's the first one to make it where you can just refill it with gas. Bring the rocket back, land it, put it back, put the things you need on it again, and go.
It's amazing how those rockets land.
It looks fake.
It looks so fake. It looks CGI.
Yeah. I'm like, is that real?
Yeah, it looks so CGI.
But it's real.
But it's real. Yeah, I showed this to Sarah, and she's like, unbelievable.
That's just in reverse.
Yeah, that's just in reverse.
It lands so perfectly.
Yeah, they have some really smart people itself, and I think that's what's interesting is if you get a bunch of smart people, even with creative people, if you get a bunch of people smart and creative, so forth, they make cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, he made a flamethrower.
Yeah,
not a flamethrower.
not a real flamethrower. But I don't know what he's gonna do at Mars. It's a dead planet. Why do we?
Well, because they can potentially. We can't go to Venus. Where else should we go? That's the best option we got for potentially. What's the word? Terraforming it.
Terraforming that, so shit goes bad on Earth. At least we have.
This is the first moment ever in all of history that we have the tiny window of becoming an interplanetary species after hundreds of cataclysmic events in the past, where the most recent one was 1850s from a volcano that caused pretty much a nuclear winter, which no one even talks about. And this is the further back you go, I mean, you can even just go into our religious texts about great floods taking out civilization.
Yeah,
we got the dinosaurs. We got just so many layers of where things just got fucked. We have an asteroid, Apophis, coming in 2029. Hopefully it's not going to hit us.
Hopefully it doesn't hit us.
NASA said there's a 3% chance. Let's freaking draw straws. 100 straws, right. 3 of them are red. That means humanity ends. Yeah. I don't want those odds.
That's why they get those satellites going in there, like the meteor deflecting one.
Yeah, they're working on those now. They're lying to us about Apophis, man. That thing probably going to hit us. They're working on these defense programs.
Have you seen this movie, Don't Look Up?
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I love that it didn't have a spoiler. Yeah. I love that it didn't have a happy ending. I love that, dude. I'm sick of happy endings.
This is the first time I'm going to tell you this. I watched that movie, right? And I've watched Deep Impact, Armageddon. It's always you're rooting for the humanity.
Yeah.
But this one, it kind of, I kind of,
and it touched on our problems.
It touched on our problems, which were meteors coming in, nobody believes it. It's what do you mean you don't believe it?
We have such blind spots. We can't detect meteors that are towards the sun from us because you can't look into it. So, there's a stream of asteroids we pass that orbit the sun, and we constantly pass them every couple hundred years. We pass through that river, and it's just luck if we don't get hit. So,
oh my god!
Just look at the moon; it's full of craters. There's a lot in outer space. It's not just us.
I saw this one video where you can kind of see the sun is orbiting our black hole, which we believe is the black hole, right?
In the Milky Way,
itself, right? So you see the sun trying to orbiting how the galaxy is, but then you see Earth and it's doing this crazy spiral, because it's a following
just the poles of gravity from different directions.
Yeah, it was so interesting seeing that perspective, because everybody's like under this impression like sun's here and then we're just orbiting it and it's station and that's it.
It's like so much orbiting, other things orbiting. I wonder what the galaxy's orbiting.
Exactly.
Probably a supermassive black hole out there.
Exactly. So things are orbiting, and it's I look at that, and then there's also this one video where it shows you like this is how much time like you're on Earth, and it just shows you like the sun has moved like this little tiny bit. You know, you're like that's it, and it doesn't even obviously. Well, I just smacked this mic. Like,
showed it who's boss.
It's just like a little tiny speck of time itself.
All right, let's get deep.
Oh, we're getting deep.
You think we're gonna reincarnate?
You know, I was telling some people at the dog park.
Okay.
This is where we have deep conversations.
At the dog park?
At the dog park.
Are you still? Do you go to the dog park
I still
now?
go to the dog park.
I should go. I feel like no one's there. It's winter.
Well, no, I go. I go. There's some regulars that always go there.
I'll start going again. So what'd you tell these people?
We started talking about philosophical things and things like that. I had this theory where if you get reincarnated, you are your dog. Right, so I was still trying to convince. Right?
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, think about that, right? Like you like let's say this possibly happens. Okay, like you die, and then you wake up, and now you're a dog, all right? And you're like, okay, like, but you can't speak English, obviously, you know.
But who's you?
You are you still. So you are you still, right?
Okay.
So you get reincarnated when you picked up your dog, like when the dog gets born, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're just kind of like a dog, right? And you're like in the kennel and stuff like that, or wherever your dog was at before you picked it up.
Okay.
And then you basically
have to live through how you treated your dog.
Yes.
Okay. So it's like a karma.
So when next time you see your dog, tell him, hey, I know
I love you.
Well, you tell him you love him, but tell him that you know that it's you. It's you in the dog, right?
And then your dog's just like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. The dog's gonna be like, So
packs the suitcase, gets out of there.
Yeah, but that would be kind of cool if you were like,
wait.
your
So
dog.
could you do something different that your dog didn't do during your time as you?
Oh, wait, I'm not following.
So do you have free will once you're your dog? Can you say, I'm just going to do this?
Yeah, you have free will. You
but
can do whatever
would be
you want.
the experience that you had with your dog.
Yeah, you're almost kind of having
or is the same reenactment
you're having an experience with yourself, I guess.
This is the Shakespeare Paradox. So if you go to a bookstore, say we have a time machine, I go into a bookstore and I grab a copy of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And I take a time machine and I go to Shakespeare before he wrote Romeo and Juliet, and I hand him his book. And he goes, "Oh, this is great," and he publishes it. And then it eventually makes its way back to this bookstore.
Yeah,
but he didn't write it; he got it from me from the bookstore. So who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah. Who wrote it? Yeah, it's like a paradox. It's a paradox itself. I've seen a lot of movies. I like these time travel movies. The first one that I really liked was Back in the Future. You know, that was like classic. That's like that one did it.
The grandpa paradox.
yeah.
Or grandma, I guess.
The grandma. That was a very interesting. I really like Back to the Future itself. But that's what I kind of. That's the stuff we talk about at the dog park. Is like you are your dog. That's you. See that? You know, you're going picking up your own shit. You know?
Speaking of this reincarnation, I'll tell you the monkey trap story.
Oh yeah.
Because I met an old man through this who believes in reincarnation. A lot of Hindus, it's reincarnation.
Yeah, so the whole Hinduism religion is they truly believe
that. Yeah.
What did they teach you? I guess.
So I mean, what do you mean? What did they teach?
Like, what did they teach you? Like, they must have told you a little bit about reincarnation. Like,
I didn't learn much about the religion while I was there. I visited some temples, but since then, I've gone very deep into like the Veda texts, which is what pretty much created the Gitas. And so I've read the Bhagavad Gita, which is like, it's like, kind of like their Bible. Yeah. Ancient stories, really ancient. It's literally our earliest literature we have as humans, like the Veda texts. And that's pretty much a bunch of sages, ancient sages from thousands of years ago would drink a juice called soma juice, like moon juice, and they would have a psychedelic trip, and they would go into meditation and speak to the universe and do these incantations, and they would write it down, and that's what the Veda texts were, these ancient stories.
Okay.
And like the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's very similar to like Genesis. It's crazy. But so I only know a lot about Hinduism from my own research.
Yeah.
So I didn't learn that much there. But while I was in India, in New Delhi, I woke up early one morning and went to this temple. There's temples all over the place that are just like abandoned. They're like, they're treated like the equivalent of maybe an old bathroom at the park.
Oh, really?
Like at our downtown park here in Twin, like that building.
Yeah, that
it's
one.
not that special to us.
Yeah.
And that's how it is to them. And it's like this is a temple. What the heck? And I went in there, no one was there. I climbed to the top of the roof of this temple, and all the monkeys come in from the park, which is like a big jungle. And they came in, they started climbing. Bit my tongue.
Yeah.
But they came in and they just started coming all around me, and I started giving them bananas, taking photos. Oh, sunset's coming up. This is great.
This is great.
I'm on the rooftop with all these monkeys.
Yeah.
Dude, monkeys. Have you been around monkeys?
No, like I've only seen them in cages. Like there's one in Boise, the zoo, and then there's also Babby farms where you can like pet these animals, like pet a kangaroo.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I want to do that. I think they have penguins there, don't they? I want to pet penguins. That's like my life goal.
Yeah, maybe they have a penguin. I think you can make it happen.
Make it happen. But so these monkeys, dude, they're scary. Like they're not in a cage. They're around you.
Like my understanding is like monkeys can like rip you apart.
And there was a big alpha monkey that just came, charged up. All the other monkeys ran.
First of all, why are you like just like giving them bananas and food? Okay, problem, like what's your mindset on that? Like, what are you thinking?
Got to do it for the photo. You got to get those shots, dude. But
you're crazy.
Everything's great. They love me. Everything's going good until you run out of bananas.
Oh, yeah. You should have kind of figured that like an exit.
I didn't think about it. Yeah. But they were pissed once I was out, and I'm stuck on this roof, and there's like one little stairwell going down that's like in the ground, and there was just monkeys all around it, and there was a mama monkey right next to the stairwell with her baby, and every time I tried to walk near that stairwell to go down, she'd like getting at me like super angry, and I was just terrified, dude. They have like these fangs, and they seem like they're not going to play by human rules. Like it seems like they're going to gouge your eyes and bite your neck.
God,
I was very scared. Eventually, I made my way past her down into the stairwell, and while I'm in the middle of the stairwell, and it just goes down to the main floor of the temple, I just see at least for sure, reality, 9 monkey heads waiting for me at the bottom, just looking at me.
This is like a monkey game.
Dude, this is like the Jungle Book. Like with all those monkeys. It felt like that for real. I was like scared, and there was monkeys starting to come behind me. Like they started to gather and looking down because they were like getting angry. They were like spying on me, and they were like passing the message like, this guy's stuck in the stairs.
Yeah.
And they just started coming to look at me. Like I'd see some slide in, just like you just like slide in to come see what's going on.
This seems like unreal.
Dude,
know?
Yeah, I was so scared, and I was like, get back, and they'd be like, and they like charge at me a little bit, and I'd like step back, and then they knew I was like kind of bitch made, all scared of them. So then they were more angry, and I started like, all right, I'm coming down, no matter what, I'm just gonna come down, and I'm like, here I go, and I start taking a step, and they're like, all of a sudden they just disperse, and I hear some old guy out there yelling, oh,
he's like getting him out of there,
and I go down. This guy's like swinging this freaking big, like this bag around. He's swinging it around like in circles at the monkeys, and they start running away. And it's like a bag full of like rice. And he came in, I saw him, he was passing like sugar and rice onto the floor for the ants.
Oh.
Because they believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
And so he would go there in the mornings and feed just the bugs and all the animals because he cherishes all life.
Oh.
And he came and saved my life.
Oh my God.
So thankful for that guy.
Oh my God. This is me. I'm on Instagram, right? And then I'm like looking through stories, and then I see, Jason here. He's like, check out these monkeys, like, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm kind of in a problem now. Like, I'm like, oh, this is getting interesting, Yeah. And then everything that you're saying, like, I saw the stories.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. He's like, I was like, this is me, like, these monkeys have Jason under like a hostage situation,
Yeah.
And you're like, get back. Yeah, exactly how you said, get back. And I was like, like, this is nuts. It was so funny too. I was like, I hope he make it. I hope he
doesn't die.
Hope he doesn't die. But that was so interesting. Is there anything else that kind of stands out? I remember once time I was like, because I'll do a run to like Portland or something like that, or like the coast, and we'll go to like Cannon Beach or something like that. Mm-hmm. I remember one time like we're out there. I have like a boogie board. It's like falling sunset, and we're shooting like a little video, and like it's like it's all done, and we're walking back. It felt unreal because I was like, this is my life. I'm here shooting a video. I was just at the beach. We were boogie surfing. Felt amazing, because I was like, this is so. It was also raining too. Yeah. It was so.
I love the moodiness of the ocean in the PNW.
Was there anything else that kind of stands out to you like that, where you had like an incident like that itself?
Yeah, your story just reminded me of one. I used to surf a lot back when I was stationed in Southern California. Mm-hmm. I would go surfing all the time with my friend, and on the base beach, Del Mar Beach.
Yeah.
I was surfing out there one day. We had like a unit thing going on. I just went out there and started surfing, and a pod of dolphins. I think it's called a pod of dolphins, right?
A pod, like a
pod. Isn't that what they call them?
I've never heard of pod of a dolphin.
I think it's pods. They came and started swimming around in the waves. They were just like playing in the waves next to us, and I was like, I'm gonna try to catch a wave with one of these dolphins.
Oh my god!
And I was like I tried hitting this wave, and I fell off, and I could see this dolphin's face like within 10 feet of me. I could see its face, and it had like scars on its face, and it just didn't look happy. Dude, I don't know what it is. Wild animals freaked me out, and I hurried up, jumped on my freaking surfboard, and was like keeping my hands and legs on the board at all costs. And I was scared to surf with them again because I was like, I felt like, dude, you're so vulnerable in their world. Like you're just like legs dangling in the water while your upper body's on the board, and you're just. What if they just come and nut tap me or something?
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's what I was like scared of. I was like, they're going to come nut tap me while I'm dangling my legs in the water.
Yeah, dolphins hit you right there, right in the balls. What happened to you? Well, dolphin hit me in the balls today,
I should have just left my legs dangling. That would have been a great story.
Yeah, what happened?
Got nut tapped by a dolphin.
Yeah, dolphin just smacked me in the balls,
Yeah.
There's so many, I remember one time I was at this Bruno Dune Overlook. Have you ever been there? Bruno Dune Overlook? Mm-mm. It's like almost like the Grand Canyon of Idaho, dude. It's like, where the Bruno Dunes are?
The sand dunes?
The sand dunes. Mm-hmm. So if you go that direction, there's like a canyon over there, and the canyon is so deep. You got to go check it out. Oh, really? Yeah, like... there's a way to get down in there too. And the first time I didn't know exactly the way I was doing it. So I just kind of like trekked my way through it. And then I was like at this crazy edge, and it's like so deep. It was like basically being like in the Grand Canyon, but like midway. Midway in there or something like that.
That's dope.
It's crazy. I was like, a lot of times I'm like, what am I doing here? That's why a lot of times, like, I'm like, did I tell anybody I'm even here? I find myself.
Dude, you are just spontaneous as heck.
Yes, craziness.
You just going with the wind like crazy.
Yeah. I also realized that like nobody's gonna be able to find you, so I have like this little chip thing you put in your car, so that way it like sends like signal where I'm at least, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that way if I don't show up, at least you can go check to see exactly where I'm at, like where the car is,
because this is where he was last located.
Exactly.
And they can follow the blood trail.
Yeah, blood trail of. I've heard coyotes. Like sometimes I'm walking back in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my god, I timed that incorrectly.
My god, yeah.
Look, coyotes just doing their coyote stuff.
Yeah, they're freaky when you hear tons of them.
Oh yeah,
and
like
they're
a pack.
Just yipping like crazy.
Yeah. I was like,
you feel like they could get you then. If it's just one, you're like, it'll just like wrestling my dog.
I saw somebody like they like got a mountain lion or something like that.
What?
And they like, some jogger was jogging, right?
Wrestled a mountain lion?
Well, yeah. So this
That's
mountain
different.
lion apparently tried to attack him, and then he's like, oh no. He like choked out.
Oh, it was like a baby mountain lion, I think, or like a young one, I think.
I think it was a full grown.
I don't think it was full grown. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I heard like he just choked out a mountain lion.
I don't think someone can choke out a full grown mountain lion.
I think you can.
I don't even think I could choke out a freaking house cat.
Yeah, if you can catch one,
They're just so perfect ninjas of nature. Claws, they just start scratching anyway. They're flexible. They're just wild.
Man, we keep going off tangents here and so forth. So you visited Thailand, and you did also. So this is so interesting. You do surfing. You can actually surf.
Kind of. I'm pretty bad at. I'm sure now, especially how much weight I've gained since then. I was surfing at like when I was 200 pounds, 210. Now I'm 240.
Yeah. You're like, I need to hit
Yeah,
gym.
I can get on a longboard. So people who surf, I don't know how many people surf around here, but like longboards, like 8 feet, easy. I had like an 8-foot long pink surfboard.
Like a pink one?
Yeah, I loved it, dude. But dude, I loved pink growing up, and people told me I couldn't. I used to look at it like it was red, like a weird off red.
Maybe you're colorblind.
I'm probably colorblind too, but but yeah.
And you also, I saw in Thailand, you did scuba diving.
Yeah, I got scuba dive certified when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan.
Oh, see, there you go. You should come with me scuba diving.
I know you're certified.
I'm certified scuba.
But what are you scuba diving in these murky green river waters?
No, I take it to Box Canyon or Blue Heart.
Oh yeah, see that seems dope. It's like you gotta lug all that gear over there just to be like 3 feet deep.
Well, listen, I got more secrets that I can't talk about on camera here.
Really? Oh,
we're not doing what you're talking about.
Oh, dope, dude.
So
yes.
then,
let's do it.
Yeah, Box Canyon is always good, but you definitely have to wear like a 6mm wetsuit.
There's like a secret cave within Blue Heart that like takes you to some freaking
Atlantis.
of Southern Idaho.
This is actually, you know what, guys? If you want access to Atlantis, it's through Blue Heart, and then connects to Box Canyon.
Little did people know.
Yeah, I watched this really good documentary about those people that were stuck in those kids that were stuck. Have you watched that movie?
The rescue. That's Jimmy Chin's other freaking documentary.
Yeah,
it was pretty all right.
I
was hoping for more actual captured in the moment footage, but there was a lot of reenactments.
Yeah,
a lot of it was reenactment, and I was like, I feel like I was watching the History Channel.
Yeah, is that like, what's your dream goal? Like, let's get into this. Like, what is like your perfect dream goal, like of documentaries, videography, or so forth? What do you think would be like your perfect situation? What would you want to be doing?
So I feel like there's not like I used to be like in this mindset that there were certain positions, certain places. I got my, before all this crazy COVID stuff happened like crazy, I got my first camera operating gig where I was like an actual camera operator for a show called Ultimate Rides.
Okay.
I think you can watch it on Hulu. And I got assistant camera gigs. I was working in the film industry, like actual film industry. And I thought, this is like where the goal is going to be, where you get attached to these big brands like TLC, Amazon, Lionsgate. Like I thought, this would make me feel better. I never did. It's the creativity that we come into this for. And once you get into the film industry, it's like just another job. And I used to think there was a certain brand I wanted to work with, certain story I wanted to tell. But honestly, it's like just doing this and like surviving, like being able to make a living.
Yeah.
It's like the dream. And so if I am doing exactly what I'm doing now, and my skills continue to sharpen, I can make more work that I'm proud of constantly, but I'm still doing this, and I got food on my plate, I got a roof above my head, and I'm around my loved ones, and I'm still doing this when I'm old. I feel like that's the goal.
Yeah. I did something where we were pretending to be like part of a crew of some sort where, this was a jump in Boise. They have like these filmmaker meetups, and then everybody kind of got assigned a position. The first time around, I did editing, really like that. I was like, I'll be like next month, I'll be like a camera guy, Hated it because like there was zero control of that.
Was there a DP?
Yeah, like they're like,
pointed at that, do that.
Oh my God, I hated it, and I was like, this is why I like just run and gun, shoot whatever I want.
It's more artsy. It's like you're more of an artist, really.
Yeah, it's kind of like the things when we're making our own videos is like you have full control of it, and it's like when you have full control of it, I feel like then you're really kind of crafting the art to whatever you want. As soon as somebody else steps in, and you got like 20 people all involved into it, I just don't like it as much. That's why I kind of liked, when I first started all of this, I was watching a lot of Casey Neistat stuff. So I was like, how is this guy able to go ahead and pull off like this good quality video in a day? He wakes up like 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 a.m. to like 8 p.m. Or 8 a.m. he's editing the day before, and then from 8 to whatever he's shooting all day and so forth. So you got to be like, people have to have like
heavy
this
workload.
It's a full day commitment to go ahead and get like a video like that itself. But so you're just happy with just being able to create, have enough money for food and shelter and gas, essentially. That's kind of like the same kind of thing that all I care about is that too, as well. It's like, if I'm just have those basic necessities, good enough. And you write this out as long as you can.
I would love to tell, like, I write a lot, and I would love to turn my thoughts into some sort of short film someday, but it takes money, and yeah, the collaboration aspect, it does feel like it sucks a little creativity out of you because you have to share it with the team. But for instances, like people like who make these crazy movies we love, like Quentin Tarantino movies and Christopher Nolan movies, like it takes a team to make something like that possible. Like you need Matthew McConaughey to show himself on Interstellar, act his ass off like he did, and it can't just be Christopher Nolan's script. You need another talent in there, and all those talents together bring it up. But yeah, I would like to make something someday, because it's like everybody wants to leave a mark on the world, and as I get older, I feel like I learned so much. I used to be such a hooligan of a kid, and I feel like I could relate to probably a lot of people that are going through. I had like a cholo phase. Went to juvie. I was like such a dumb kid. I was so angry. And I feel like all this learning I've done over the last decade, I don't want it to go to waste. And of course, I guess that's what kids are for. You can pass on the knowledge. But I would also love to make some sort of film, not just like something deep, meaningful, symbolic that could almost translate some of the lessons I've learned through my life into some sort of message that I could pass on to others.
Yeah, that way you're like passing off the knowledge.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, that's like a philosophical dreams. One thing I wanted to say, people really underestimate how much filmmaking is an art. People think filmmaking is just pointing a camera and shooting. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can paint a picture too. But the thing is, we're all going to do it differently. Yeah. Like that. The reason that it's an art form is because there's infinite possibilities. If me and you get the same camera, and we're like, let's make a video about these microphones. We'll have different videos. Like I might have an angle just a little bit lower. It could be similar. They're going to be different because we have different
styles,
visions,
it's like different styles.
Approaches.
Everybody has their own unique style, I feel like. With me kind of moving over to YouTube, what I'm kind of thinking is like back in the day, I used to just do like a lot of montage videos, and that doesn't really get to know me or anything like that. That's why I'm doing like more kind of like talking videos now, because this way you kind of get to know who I am essentially as well too.
Do you feel that way? Like as you're getting older, do you feel like you have this desire to like pass on something more valuable, or create something more valuable?
Like the thing is, like for me, I kind of think about it like this: like even if these videos weren't getting if they were getting 0 views, I was like the only one, or maybe like a few family members, I would still do it. Because like I still kind of want to like capture the story or the moment or so forth. But again, there's a fine line about like when you're doing that and then when you're doing it off camera itself too. So it's like a balance almost. Like so I don't think I'll ever stop making videos or so forth, because it's almost kind of like I am kind of like preserving my essence on YouTube or something like that, or wherever these videos live on.
Kind of scrapbooking.
Yeah, scrapbooking itself.
Yeah, but I think of that. I keep trying to imagine video as like a painter. Painting is the easiest way for people to imagine an artist. Like, would you take back that painting if no one wanted it? It's like, no, it's like an artwork you made.
Yeah.
But I feel like after you make so many of them, and as you're getting older and you constantly make enough, it's like you want more. That's what I feel. I'm like, I want to make something.
You want to make something big, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's like, I want to make, but
well, the thing is, like, if I
filmmaking costs money though, that's the problem.
It's like if you want like a real legit like one, you need a production crew, this and that. You need other people to help you out, the good cameras. One person can do it, but it's going to suck up so much of your time and effort and stuff like that. It's brutal itself. So that's why I kind of like just these silly, simple videos where you can just do it yourself. That's what I also kind of like about the video stuff is like the videos that I'm creating, it's all on me. I don't like the idea of like, if I have like a giant team or so forth and I need to depend on this person or so forth. When I do videos, if it's all on me, then it's on me. You know what I mean? So it's because I know I'm going to hold myself accountable to go ahead and produce it and so forth. You know what I mean?
How often do you receive criticism on videos? And not bad comments, but like not negative criticism, but people saying, I don't like it like that. You should do something different. Because for me, I work with clients like businesses, and I'll get that often where they're like,
I don't see that's part of it. So it's like anybody that's a videographer and you're working with clients or so forth, they're always going to be giving you like
they want it in their vision.
They want it there in their
yours.
version and so forth. And even though like sometimes what happens is the visions don't align, and then you kind of get into the middle point where so it's not really their full vision and it's not your vision. It's kind of like in the middle basically. So I don't like that back and forth, get rid of this thing and so forth and so forth. I feel like then it's kind of like somebody interrupting a painting. You know, like if imagine like somebody like, you know, like Michelangelo is doing a painting of some sort or so forth. Imagine somebody comes in and is like, you know, well, it needs to be like a little bit more like reds there or so forth. I feel like he would just be like, fuck you, I'm not doing that, you know? Like, I'm an artist, this is like my work or so
That's
forth.
if you want to be an artist filmmaker, though, because then if you want to relate this, it's probably more like being a graphic designer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like with like working with like, you know, companies or so forth, you have to oblige to those demands. Otherwise, they're not going to pay you.
It's like an artist making someone's logo, and they're like, I don't like that. Then you have to oblige because it's their logo.
It's their logo. It's their vision
video.
or so forth. You're basically like, they're trying to use you as like their artist to go ahead and get their vision out itself. So I think there's always kind of like a conflict there itself. And everybody that I've talked to that does like art or video or so forth, they all run into kind of stuff like that. The dream is being able to do any type of video that you want,
and people want on board,
and people are on board. So this is why I liked what Casey Neistat was doing, is because he is basically the shooter, the director, and he does everything by himself. It's all up on him to go ahead and kind of shoot and, you know, do the video or so forth. So that's kind of like the dream itself. But getting to that point is not an easy task.
It's pretty much being a celebrity, though.
Yeah.
It's like they don't really want him for his film skills. They want him for his
who he is.
He's famous. He's got a lot of
viewership or so forth. So maybe like the somebody is calling me here. I'll be like,
wow.
Like, and it's probably wondering where I'm at.
You got somewhere to be, man.
I got to be somewhere. Anyways, we should probably wrap this up. We've been talking for like an hour and a half.
Nice.
So anyways, that's the dream, I feel like. And I feel like even for you, like, would you kind of think that might be a dream that you want, is like full creativity, and you can tell any story, and you are making a living out of that? I think that's everybody's dream.
Yeah, I'm leaning a lot towards trying to make money making documentaries style stuff.
Okay.
Because I've worked so long learning how to make good documentaries.
Yeah.
And with JJ's wedding, it's been an eye opener realizing we don't do home videos anymore.
Yeah.
Like that used to be so nostalgic, and it's like I feel like a wedding, especially, it's become painted as like this shallow, show off all the perfect things, show off all your perfect bride and groom moments, show off how perfect your ring is. But in reality, a wedding is like, it's so much deeper than just showing off how fancy your wedding was. It's like the interactions between each other, the nerves, the moment you're about to commit and make a vow to somebody about, you know, through love. Like it's very deep. If you think about it, it's a very deep day. And I feel like documentary, especially observational style, you get to capture the real intimate, authentic moments. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to really get that ball rolling where I can get people will want almost like a really high quality cinematic home video.
Yeah. And how long are you thinking these videos are? Like half an hour, an hour?
I think like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Too long is too long. Like you want a video that people will love to watch, not something that they're like, skip, let's get to the end, let's get to the good parts.
Yeah,
they're
just, I hate when people skip around. Moments. It's like, we put some effort in this.
Just put your pearls in there, the best things.
Yeah. I like that. Well, do you think we need to talk about anything else? Because I got to go head off, shoot this documentary.
We got a lot to talk about, but so little time. Maybe I'll I feel like we could keep going on all kinds of weird random things. I feel like we go up and let me talk about He just slapped his mic again. Dude. It's an abusive relationship over there.
Damn you, Mike. This Mike.
All right, off mic. Yeah. We
show you some secret spots.
Secret spots, and then get me into. Let's go on a scuba diving trip.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. You gotta maybe this summer itself. It doesn't really matter when we go because that water. wetsuits, make sure you got all your stuff. I got all my gear. I bought all my gear so that way I'm always ready to go.
Nice.
So
I got gear too, so I don't have a wetsuit.
Oh, then you can rent one out.
Okay.
You can rent one out.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Jason Turner. Bum, ba, bum. Great interview. I love it. Awesome. All right. We're good, man. That was awesome.